Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from the Mosquito Sheriff podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day and thank you for joining us for episode 3. On today's episode, we have Mikal joining us. He is our first franchisee and we are so excited to hear about his franchise, his day-to-day operations, and why he chose the Mosquito Sheriff franchise. So, hey Mikal, how are you doing? And thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Lindsay. It's a pleasure. Mosquito Sheriff has been a fun job so far. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C. I graduated from Virginia State University with a business management degree in 2002. I love the outdoors. I love the country, the woods, the grass, and stuff like that. I hate mosquitoes and insects. This job is great for me. So yeah, it's just been a fun time and a great adventure so far.
Awesome. Awesome. So what about your background made you think, this franchise opportunity or something in the pest control would be right for you?
Well, I've always, like I said, I had my business management degree, so I've always
Right.
wanted to run and own my own business. And I wanted, I'm a natural entrepreneur. I was doing the 9 to 5 grind. I didn't really appreciate how, the big corporate industries treat, their employees and stuff like that. And I just knew I could do something better. And, I searched around and I talked to a couple of people and I came across Mosquito Sheriff, and it just rung bells and lit up lights for me, because it's definitely I enjoy killing mosquitoes and pests and stuff like that. And then I like being in the outdoors, and I like just running my own business and creating generational wealth for my family. And one day I'm going to hire my sons and just keep the business going. And it's been going good and great so far. And just my background is like I worked in a telecommunications company, so I was able to understand customer service. I spent a lot of time in front of customers. With my customer service background, everything kind of lined up. Talking to customers, just getting out there in front of people, explaining the product, and that led me to Mosquito Share. It was a very family orientated company. When I came there, everybody greeted me open arms and a lot of support from Brian Patrice and the other employees with them. And it's just been great so far. And I enjoy, looking forward to doing the next, and really working harder.
That's awesome. So what has your first year of operating looked like? From getting up and running with getting your licensing and then, getting the customers. What has that first year looked like for you?
Well, it was pretty simple. I don't
Mhm.
want to say simple, but I make a lot of stuff look easy just because I understand business and how it works, and, talking to people and meeting deadlines and stuff like that. So getting my license was pretty easy for me because I live in DC and I know I have friends in the DC government, and I'm not scared to ask questions and figure out how to get it done. It was pretty simple. It doesn't take a lot of time, and these days, you can do a lot of stuff online. You don't really have to go into any big offices and stuff like that. But after I got my license and my application license and my pesticide license and my business license, it was just a breeze. It started off slow. This year we had a kind of a cold spell in April and May, so it kind of started off slow. Mosquitoes really wasn't coming out, and people really weren't thinking about them, but after it warmed up, a lot of people just started calling me. I mean, I got a lot of support from my family and friends and my biggest ones, because once they signed on and they told people and they told people, and it just kind of began a grapevine, and people just like to support what you do. And then the real customers came to saying that, yeah, I got stuff in my yard, mosquitoes in my yard, and once they see that it works, and and it's non-toxic and all natural, people like that part of it. It blew up. I think I gained a lot of customers between, I want to say, July and September. I almost gained like 50 customers 3 months.
Wow, that's incredible. And I think I'm a parent. I have fur babies and real babies, and knowing that it's non-toxic and all natural from a parent standpoint is something huge. Knowing that my kids are safe, my pets are safe outside, and that it's also getting rid of the mosquitoes that have these awful illnesses that you can contract is huge. So I know I am a customer as well, and I know that's a huge component to gaining customers and gaining their trust. So that's awesome, and that you have that huge customer base. So I love that you touched base on that it's easy to obtain your license, because I'm sure that's something that would maybe scare people to start, the franchise, knowing that they have to not only invest, but they have to invest their time in getting their license to start the business. So I love that you touched base on how easy it is, and that, you can go ahead, get it online while you're, getting the rest of your ducks in a row, so to speak, to obtain your license. So that's great to hear, and that you got up and running. So I know that I talked, with Brian and Patrice about how awesome you're doing with getting your clients, but they also told me that you do a lot of like out of the box ideas. You do shows and you do flyers, and you have different strategies to getting your customer base. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things that you do that might be unique to your franchise?
Yeah, so what I did is like I'm a big community person, and here in Washington D.C. there's always community events and neighborhood events. So what I did was I go out with the Mosquito Sheriff. We have flags, we have tablecloths, I have like supervisor business shirts with collars on them, and I
Mhm.
go out to these events and I just talk to people. I hand out my the flyers, the brochures. I mean, the stuff is printed up so well, and it's very attractive to the eye, and people they look at it, they see it, it has great prices, it's very affordable. So I go out there and I talk to them. I go to the local stores. There's a lot of stores in DC. I mainly hang out at the stores, like the hardware stores, the garden stores, the um, and talk with lawn care people, and just try to work that network in with people who that I know that hang outside, and they're working yards, who care about their yards and their pets, because pets is big too in Washington D.C. I think it may be more dogs and cats than people here. So people love their pets, and when you tell them you can get rid of mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, that's something that they want to jump on it. A lot of people want to be in their yard and spending time. And just me going out there talking and just being honest about the product and just explaining it well, people really latch on to it.
For sure. I mean, I think that knowing that you're human, and that you care, and that you want to make a difference, is huge. And being a part of the community and showing that you're out there because you love your brand and you love your product that you're promoting and you believe in it, is huge. I can tell how much you love your business just by talking to you, and I love that, and it's awesome to hear that you believe in something so much. So, what kind of advice would you have someone, that would be starting a new franchise business?
Yeah, my advice to someone who starts a franchise, I mean, definitely do your research and everything. In your community, in your area, stuff like that. Make sure the demand is there for it. I
Right.
mean, but you can actually, create the demand for it. I mean, because mosquitoes are here for life. So, you just have to talk to people about it, and just, dedicate your time to it, because it's just like a baby. I mean, you have to feed it, you have to nurse it, you have to invest in it, and it will grow. The investment you put in is what you're gonna get put out of it. So I really like it because it was easy for me. It's like low stress. It doesn't consume my day. And it's a good product. So I was able to, start, my franchise and do other things, spend time with my family and go on vacations and still support the business at the same time. And it's almost a great balance that I have with doing that.
So that was a question I was going to have for you. Are you able to still do things with your family while running the business? Are you able to give that advice to someone that might be wanting to pick their kids up from school or still be able to go to a soccer game? Is this something that they would be able to see themselves doing?
Yes, of course. I mean, definitely, a lot of help comes from the support of the business. I mean, the call center, Brian Patrice, you have Marcus, and you have other people that support you that you can call from, Pro Nexus or Poconos,
Right.
anything that's going on, you can call somebody and they're really helpful with it. They'll sit down and explain things, and then I like it because you can actually forward your calls. If you want to go on vacation, you can forward your calls to the call center. They will pick up your calls. They will, do make your appointments and get your customers for you, just in case you miss anything.
Yeah.
But that's a good part, that it doesn't consume your whole day. You're able to live your life and still run your business at the same time.
And I love that because you can plan your week vacation and book customers for when you return, and you're really not missing too much. So
Yeah.
that's an awesome note for people that are out there listening. You can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. You can own a franchise, you can have that family life, and still have the business to fall back on, which is great because, like you said, mosquitoes are never. Unfortunately, they're not going anywhere. So this is
Hmm.
really great, even with an economy that might be in question. This is something that is something that you can really look into, and mosquitoes aren't going anywhere, and this is a business that everyone is really going to need. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, mosquitoes are a problem.
Yeah.
Illnesses are a problem. So if you had to do it again, would you buy another Mosquito Sheriff franchise? Like, if you were looking at franchises again, would you still choose Mosquito Sheriff?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely do it. I have friends that actually are looking into it because they look at me as like the test. If
Yeah,
he can do it, I can do it. So I
that's
have a
awesome.
lot of yeah, I have a lot of friends that are looking into it now, that seeing me be successful with it. And I have people like in other places. It could be a lot more demand for it, like in country or rural areas. I
Right.
can see it being a lot, but even in the city, we have a lot, because I didn't notice how many mosquito controlled trucks there was instead until I started driving my Mosquito Sheriff truck. I
For sure.
started seeing mosquito trucks everywhere. I'm like, hold on, this is my territory.
For sure, but obviously, Mosquito Sheriff is set apart differently for, the quality that we give and the
Yeah.
natural experience. So you know that you're providing something totally different, and that must make you feel so good.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm the only one. I haven't seen any all natural, non-toxic other mosquito companies out here, and a lot of people, like I said, that's a good thing that they like about it. And once they see that, and then and the smell, they love the smell.
Yep.
It's like a fresh pine wood smell, and people love that.
Oh, I love it. Well, Mikhail, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your day and your spraying schedule to join us today. And I am sure people out there listening and considering a franchise opportunity, and especially a Mosquito Sheriff, are really excited to hear what you had to say today. And I want to thank you and thank everyone for joining us on episode 3 of the Mosquito Sheriff podcast. And I hope you all have a great day. And thank you again, Mikhail.
All right, and thank you for having me, Lindsay. It's been a pleasure.
All right, awesome. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.